Greetings Internet and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well. This is a continuation of my Anzio, the struggle for Italy, 43 to 45, and this will be the German turn 11. There are a total of 15 turns that Germans are hanging on. The Allies need to achieve one more objective, but they're making slow progress of it. So if you're still at this point, or you're new to this, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already if you enjoy what I do, and as always, make as many comments as possible because I enjoy reading the comments, I enjoy answering the comments, and it's one of the reasons why I do this is to interact with you guys. You know, what you say impacts what I do. So let's go down to the board. So what on earth is going on? Well, if you're new here, a lot. If you've been seeing what's going on, well, I've put a lot of aid memoirs here. So quick recap what they actually are. They shouldn't be on the board anymore. Okay, so we've got this green marker here to remind me that in here is the New Zealander unit, which is in a German coloured counter. Over here, these are isolation markers reminding me how long they've been isolated. Each Allied turn at the present moment, those counts will go up. And when they go to 3, at the end of the Allied movement point, if they're still isolated, they'll be eliminated. Down these here are victory point locations. The Allies have taken 4 so far. They need 1 more, as I said in the introduction, to win the game. And these bigger dice are denoting the beachheads, in case there's a second Allied invasion, which I use the cards to determine if there is. That's a brief run through of what's on the board. Oh, and these blank counters here with the colours, those are units that are requiring replacements. They're inverted counters. So as the Germans, they get currently this turn 2 replacements, which is 1 armour and 1 infantry. I've been placing those in Rome. So they'll go to Rome, which is over there, just off camera. No additional units and no fortification this turn because it's the November 4. They get 1 fortification in the first 3 weeks of each month. So there's no fortification this month at this turn because each turn being a week. So what to do? I mean, obviously this is a concern because it's one of the most powerful German units. It's the 1st Fallschirmjäger. And all right, this Allied unit here is not particularly strong. Well, there's 5, 6, 7 defense there. It depends on how much effort the Germans want to put in to re-establishing the supply route to this unit here. Remembering that the onus of attack is, I've got my hand waving in front of the camera, do apologise. The onus of attack is on the Allies because they need to achieve that victory condition, and they've effectively got 4 turns to do it. Casino being the closest, but also probably the best defended. Hence why the Allies have been attacking up here to try and take whatever that town's called, Pescara or something like that. And any Italian watchers, sorry I've bastardised your language, I do apologise. So that's where I've been driving as the Allies. Can the Germans, I mean, all right, so that's going to be 2 more turns. Is that a valid sacrifice? Do the Germans attack to retrieve it? My honest answer is I don't know. I mean, I'm playing this solo. I've got to try and get in the head of a German player and not worry about the Allies. He's going to tie up Allied units sitting there. He has to attack. He might take a step loss. You know, let's do it. Let's actually. Hitler's given the command to hold until release. Sorry, that was me slurping my cup of tea. I am British. We are allowed to slurp our tea. So yes. So let's let's go and attack, because he hasn't got, and if he had other allied units here around him, that might have been a bit more difficult. Isolated units don't seem to have any degradation in their attack capability. So we already have 5 attacking. These guys have got defenses, as I said, of 7. We have got units here. There's a panzer unit here. And we could do the front line shuffle again. Yeah, let's do it. So we've got this big chunky unit sitting here. It's still mud, so that'll be 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He can't actually get there. Well, the Panzer can. That's easy. And the units in this frontline hex can. Now, the German unit here can't move into this hex because obviously this is under control. He can move there. So I think we'll actually, that'll be the maximum. Well, is that the maximum attack? So we're attacking with 3, 4, 5, plus 5 is 10, plus 5 is 15. Is he in rough? He is in rough. So that's 1 less from that armoured unit. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 plus 5, 14 against a defence of 7. So it's a 2-to-1 attack. That's not too bad, because remembering he's got no path of retreat, and he's not in a fort because the Allies don't have forts. So okay. So doing the defence line shuffle, that unit will stay. That one will actually move down. So he'll stay in his fort, and he will move into that fort. I don't think we need to do the front line shuffle with anything else, because the front line is fairly stable. Now we've got 2 replacement counters. We're going to move that one back, defend that, and we're going to take 1 from the new guys from Rome into there to defend that beach. There's nothing we can do about this other replacement, so we will. Is there any hex that we can reinforce? These are all looking quite strong. That's probably the weakest. You are the weakest link. So we'll bring him from Rome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 into that hex there, which is 4, 11. We still have reasonable beach defense down here in case the invasion occurs. We've got mounted division sitting here, and probably the weakest beach is that one. Can we, if the Allies do land there, could we reinforce that with another unit? The Germans don't really have another unit to spare. So the answer is no. The answer is no. So that's the front. This is, yeah, can't use any air support. So there's effectively 1 attack at 2-to-1 on this chap. So let me bring the dice close up because my arms aren't long enough. Okay, 2-to-1 with, ooh, that's a good result. 2-to-1 with a 1. 1 loss on the Germans, and well, I'll show you. Okay, 2-to-1 with a 1. So it's 1 loss on the attacker And 2 losses and a retreat. That's the important one, the retreat. 2 losses and a retreat. Okay, so looking at the situation, 1 loss on the Germans. It's got to be on the largest unit, so that Panzer takes a hit. That's the 26th Panzer. So where is that? Is that at the top there? Yep. All right, 2 losses on the Allies. Right, so let's just zoom on what's actually happened there. Okay, so I took a step loss on the German Panzer because it's got, again, from my little house rule, the largest unit must take the first loss. The Allies took a loss on the 34th American Infantry Division, and this unit here, Commander took the second loss, which means he's now an inverted counter. But now there's a retreat. So with the advanced rules, units can retreat in zones of control, but you make a die roll to see if they go into any of these directions. If they go in this direction, they take an extra step loss. And that's determined by, well, effectively, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to see which direction they go. Okay, so say starting there for a 1. I'll just use that marker. Oh dear, oh dear. There are all the dice. So bringing the dice tower back. Okay, see which direction. Oh, let's zoom out. All right, so he goes in direction 2, which, looking at there, actually is fortuitous. He can retreat to there. Because we want him to take an additional step loss, but he doesn't. Now, he's on the beach. The Germans can advance into there. So we've got an interesting little situation developing there. Let me just zoom in again. Okay. The Allies, thanks to that retreat, I believe are no longer isolated. Let me check. Okay, so they don't lose their isolation. So they are still isolated, but they'll be able to evacuate. Now, but the Germans were victorious and they could advance into this hex and attack again. We have now seen how tenuous this fort is. It might be worth abandoning this fort. Bring this German back here, which means he's no longer isolated, so I can remove that. Now, that's got 3 stacking. That's got 3 stacking. That's got 2. So they, I believe, can attack again. Now, I'm not sure if he can. Is it all only the units that advance? I'm going to have to check another rule. Okay, so the answer is no. These guys cannot be involved in that attack if these guys attack. So is that the best units to advance? The Allies are now defending with 4, and that's it. So we advance him from there for 5. Advance him 6, 7, 8. I think he might be worthwhile staying there. Let's advance him into there. So it's 5, 9, 10, 11. Still 2 to 1. Not quite good enough. Do we abandon that fort? Keep that. Yeah, we do. at 4. We only need 8 to attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know what? Let's not abandon that fort. The other 3 stacks advance in. He's still no longer isolated. And then we have 3. It's not rough, so that's full 4 is 7, 8, 9 to 4. 2 to 1 in a second combat. Dum, dum, dum. Another good roll. That's 2 to 1 with a 1. That's 1 step loss on the Germans, 2 and a retreat for the Allies. Okay. Can they retreat out to sea? Okay, so the Allies have got to take 2 losses and can retreat as an evacuation. So that unit replaced takes its first loss, and then it takes its second loss. We've got 2 Allied inverted counters, and I'll evacuate those back to Sicily. Wow, disaster. Germans must take a step loss, and it will be on their strongest unit, which is the Panzer. 26 Panzer being heavily embroiled. And they'll advance onto the beach. Oh, do they have to advance? That's a good question. I assume something must advance, so we won't take everything forward. We will just take the Panzers forward to defend that beachhead. Let's zoom out. Use the dice tray counter back. That's not obscuring the board. Okay. Front line re-established. Zero losses. I believe that's correct with the with the counters. They're inverted counters. I'm assuming they can still be evacuated. So that's the end of the German turn 11. So let me bring you back up. What to do? As the Allied player, I'm beginning to feel quite frustrated. As a German player, I'm feeling quite content. I'm holding the line, managed to unisolate that unit. That was a good, successful counterattack. Chuck the Allies back into the sea, so they're back at Sicily. They're going to have to take some replacements, which is going to take time, because you can only take 1 replacement step per turn. The front line is pretty stable. The Allies have got 4 turns left to take an objective, and they're not making any progress on that line. So the question is, do I now debunk my card draw system to see if there's an invasion and actually do one? Because I think that the Allies need it. I do like what I did with the cards to keep me under suspense, but now I think it's the Allies are getting desperate. But I want to know what your comments are. Do you think that the Allies should now do a second invasion? And there's 4 beaches, so if hopefully with you guys make a comment, you let me know which they are. There's the Roma beach, the Terracini, I can't read the name, Pericotta something or other, and then the beach where it's all been happening anyway, around numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me know if you've seen the dice on the map board, if you've been following the actual turn along. Make a comment, because as I say, the Allies need something. So as the Allies, I'm feeling frustrated. As the Germans, I'm feeling elated. So overall, I'm still thoroughly enjoying the game. It's just been a hard slog, which you'd expect at this campaign. So, yeah. Press the like if you like what I'm doing. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. And as I say, comments, especially about the invasion beach, please make a comment. So, until next time, bye, Internet.